Hi, and welcome back to It's a Miracle Beauty. My name is Brandy, and I am a beauty reviewer slash pan challenge. Predominant amount of the items on my channel are not going to be new products. It is going to be items that may be discontinued, maybe are no longer available because they were limited edition, because I do concentrate on using my collection and doing less consumerism. Now, I always like to disclaim, it does not mean I'm never going to buy any new makeup. It does not mean I will not ever have a new review. I do buy makeup. In fact, this year I have been pretty horrible. I've not bought, and that number of items isn't large scale, but the amount I spent I have, because I've been buying a lot of high end. So I'm actually planning on calming the hell down from this point forward, because I pretty much blew either my exact budget or pretty close to my exact budget for the entire year in the first 4 months or so of the year, which is ludicrous. When you think about it, it's ludicrous. So there was a couple things I bought that were, like, I bought BoxyCharm, as you can see. I did BoxyCharm by Ipsy. Some things that were not a new product, it's a whole bunch of them. And then I also did some high-end foundations and things like that. So there's been a lot of it, but the whole point that I was trying to do a low buy or no buy was to buy less, to utilize, yes, and utilize more of what I already had. And that backfired on me this year. I didn't have my eye on the ball. And I'm going to be really transparent. I really recommend, if you think you've been perfect and you don't keep a running list of your purchases, like in a notebook or something else, I would suggest doing that. Because I was going to do a video on, you know, here's my no buy to this point, which at this point isn't a no buy, so there's really no point. But I actually did a list, and I was utterly shocked. A lot of things that seemed like they happened last year actually happened this year, which that's, I swear, the time continuum has been disrupted ever since COVID. But just saying, my goal is that, and I am going to work through that. And my personal habits go up and down. I didn't buy anything new for almost 2.5 years, and then I went buck wild since then. So I need to bring myself right back down. I will add, for those budgeters that are following me, I did not put any of that on credit cards. I did not put any of that on any form of credit, even unless it's like Ulta to pay off, right? And that total, it's a large total, is also including my hair, my brows, my nails. It's like everything. That's why I say it's not all product being brought in, but I spent a lot. My hair, nails, and brows will always get done, so that's something that's a deal breaker for me personally. I have very fine straight hair, and if I don't get regular haircuts, it will absolutely get ridiculous. You can't even brush the ends out. It gets that bad, because no matter what I do end up with split ends. So as you saw from the title, it is my Ipsy BoxyCharm, and yes, I did open it, and I will be transparent that I always open mine. Mystery boxes, anything, I very rarely open it officially on camera. I have no patience, and I like instant gratification, so I usually look when I get it. This, I will say, I knew everything coming because it's Ipsy. It tells me in my thing. There was something I wanted to check, and that was if my palette was destroyed, because they want you to keep your box, and they want you to show pictures within a certain number of days. And if in case I didn't have time to film, I wanted to make sure I had protected myself from that. There did end up being another issue I will talk about shortly. As of this filming right now, I do not have a resolution from Ipsy, but they did say they would get back to me soon. So I might be able, before I post this, to be able to let you know. If not, I will tag a comment once I do know what the result is. So this is the May BoxyCharm by Ipsy, which for the record, I think is a money grab. Everybody's kind of been talking and hem-hawing. I do think it is, because I'm going to say this. I canceled both of those boxes when I started budgeting more seriously in 2020-ish. And I think it was October of 2020, roughly. Basically, BoxyCharm had horrible customer service. You couldn't get a hold of anybody. If you ever did, they often took care of things. But sometimes it would take me 10 attempts to get a hold of anybody. Originally, I've been an Ipsy customer since close to when they started. And Ipsy's always had pretty good customer service. You'd have a one-off or something wasn't great, but overall, I thought they had really good customer service. That has all gone to shit. I mean, it took me 5 attempts on 5 different methods to get a hold of anybody, and then they acted like I was being obnoxious. And I'm like, it's not like I wanted a response in an hour. I waited days. The first response to the second response that I sent actually was 5 days. Then I waited another 3 days, and then I was like, screw this. At this point, I'm just gonna be an asshole, and I'm gonna completely be a jerk, because they overcharge me by an entire month of box. So this is the icon box. So because I have the icon box, I should not have been charged for the May box, but they did charge me. So for the month of May, I was charged $95 and nobody was answering me on it. And in my opinion, if I'm giving you my hard-earned money, least you do is come back and say, and then what was really funny is I told them, I said, this is how you're running your customer service, then I don't need to continue this box. I can cancel that here. And she basically said, well, I moved your money to June, but if you want to cancel after that, let me know. And I'm like, really? That should have just been refunded. They charged me in May. I'm not getting that box in May. They should have refunded me. I'm letting that slide. I don't care. But when you see what I found this month, you'll understand my frustration building. Okay. So let me pull out the items that are not like in the basic box, like my add-on. So shockingly, I only did one add-on, which is rare for me. Typically, especially if it's a good price, I typically add on a ton. But again, I knew I spent a lot. I was trying to be a little bit more budget minded. And then I don't know if I'm going to continue the beauty boost. It's ironic when you see the product I got because I literally just talked about this product in another video recently. I was doing my empties and I don't know if that video is live yet before this or after this. So this might be premature, but in a video I filmed recently, I was doing my empties and I had my beauty boost. I actually had an empty of and I said, I really enjoyed the product. I absolutely would buy it again. Joke was on me. I ended up getting it the same month. So in case you're not familiar with Ipsy or Boxcharm, they give you like, it's almost like a newspaper and it's a pamphlet. It gives you all the items that are offered that month. That way they can send one pamphlet to every single one, whereas like BoxyCharm used to print specific box things. This is sent to everyone and everybody has the same one. Shows everything you could possibly get, if that makes sense. So I'm going to use that to grab prices. So you might see me pick it up, reference it, things like that. So the first item I'm going to go into is the one that I actually was honestly the most excited. When I registered for the box, this and one other item was the whole reason I registered for the box because the price of the box was cheaper than about one of these without the beauty boost, not including the beauty boost. About one of these covered the price of the box. So if I got those two items that I had been thinking of purchasing anyways, I would not only be covered by the price of the box, but I'd get those other, 7 or 6 items anyways. So that is the Primrose by Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is a palette. I think this was released about a year ago, maybe a little bit less than. I feel like it was like maybe it was last fall. No, I don't think it was last fall because I think this came out prior to like Nouveau palette and that other one that came out. So I own majority of Anastasia. Eyeshadow palettes for Anastasia right above my head here. I own majority of their palettes. The Color Bible I actually own twice because that's my favorite palette I have ever used. I'm panning the older one now, but I didn't purchase this one. And I'll be really transparent why I didn't purchase it. It did come with a sleeve. I'm taking that off. So this one is, if you can't tell by the video, I am glow in the dark. And if you look at this, it is pretty rich. Now, mind you, that doesn't mean I can't use it. That doesn't mean it's bad for me. But when it has two face products, one in particular would be very difficult for me to use, I just think twice. And then I started reviewing it and I'm like, oh, you know what? I know for a fact I have that shade in my collection. I know for a fact I have actually Mango right here, this like lighter color, not the big one, the one next to it. That's actually almost identical to one that's in the Carly Bible. I didn't swatch it yet, but on site it looks very similar. But every one of these, especially in particular, the shimmer shades are definitely ones I have in my collection. So this is $55 manufacturer's retail suggested price. And I don't know why I said all that, but the retail price is $55. As flashback to the retail days. And so I would not have went out and bought this. However, I am a collector of Anastasia Beverly Hills. I do truly enjoy their eyeshadows. They are more powdery than some of the other things that are out there now. Like I think Natasha Denona is probably a better quality overall. I think eyeshadow is very subjective though. I think some people love Anastasia and think that, Pat McGrath or Natasha Denona aren't as good. It's all subjective and it goes by your eyes, your skill, your everything. So just go by what you like. I do like their shadows. I've really enjoyed them. I think that the Sultry palette's the only one I have not enjoyed. So just food for thought. That's the only one that I've disliked personally. And I think I have them all since like they got, probably since I think Modern Renaissance, maybe. I have them all, something like that. So I was happy that one wasn't broken first of all. And I wanted it, but I'm not going to pay $55 if I could pay $59 and get all of this, right? So again, $55 for that. The next item I had was skincare. This is Kate Somerville's Sensitive Skin Dry Skin Saver Moisturizer for face, body, lips, which is unusual. I have to say, I don't know the last time I saw something that was good for the face, body, and lips. I mean, that kind of, I'll be quite honest, I almost was like, wait, what? So I'm just looking for the price because I know kind of where that's at. This is a $56 retail value. So that tells you again that the $56 covers all but $3 of the box. So we had the $55 for the palette. I'm well above my value at this point. But I will say, I don't know if I mentioned at the beginning, this is probably the best box I have seen in at least 5 years. I think they did a fantastic job with the issue of the problem, which I'll get to. I think that this is probably one of the best boxes I've ever seen. Definitely the best I've ever received. So this is a moisturizer. It's, you know, skincare. If you've never been to my videos before and this is the first time you're seeing my face, I purchased 99% of my skincare on Black Friday. Purchased enough for the year. I did underestimate on my makeup melts to take my makeup off. I did have to buy some of those, but I probably didn't have to buy some of those. I'll be honest, not yet. I could have waited because I wasn't out yet, but I knew I was going to run out and they were 20% off. That's why I did it. But either way, I mean, I purchased everything from toner to face wash, everything the beginning of the year, or Black Friday for the next year, meaning prior to the beginning of the year. So I don't necessarily need this. However, I am a cycler. So I do, and I don't mean bikes, although I am getting into that too for exercise, but I do retinol and I do AHAs, BHAs, like rotating. So like lactic acid, things like that. I rotate. So every day I have a new treatment that I'm doing. But there's always a day, usually it's day 3 and day 7 roughly. And it varies because it depends, right, on how dry your skin is, what you've exposed it to, how much you've used, everything else. But because I continuously cycle, I'll always have a day in the week where my skin is like, bro, no more. I can't take one more thing. And this is when I plan to use that. Because it's for dry, sensitive skin, that is the perfect time you want something like that. Depending on how thin this is, because I've never used it, I may go over it with a heavy cream afterward, but it's nice to kind of help seal everything in. And then if it's really thin, I'll put my oil over it instead of under it. Typically I do my oil, then my moisturizers, but if it's really thin, I almost create like a sandwich of my oil. So that was definitely a welcome thing. I've been really impressed with Kate Somerville's products that I have used. Her Exfoliate's amazing. I'm actually almost done with her Exfoliate Glow Moisturizer. I'm not exaggerating, I have like that much left, like literally that little bit right here. That's all I have left, but a little bit goes a long way. So it's literally taken me forever to finish it. And that actually, I think, was an Ipsy or a BoxyCharm, but it was sealed. So I didn't open it until I think this year or very, very late last year. And so far I've smelt it in the store. It smells the exact same and I haven't had any issues with it, but I'm impressed with their products. So the next one is actually one I'm unofficially panning right now. So I literally have like this much left in this. And this is the Watermelon Glow Watermelon Spray. Let me see. This is $29. So this is a setting spray or a facial mist. So I personally don't think I would use this as a facial mist. And I'll say why. So when I spray my face with this, I typically get dressed in just a tank top or my pajama top. And my décolletage will be shiny. And I don't mean like, oh, it's lotioned up. I mean like reflective, no glitter, like laminated. My boobs got laminated when I spray this. So it's great for makeup, but I do not think I would use it for skincare personally. This actually has a really cute bottle. I think it's really adorable how they've done their stuff. And it does look like this. And it has a watermelon scent, which normally watermelon scents make me want to throw up. But their brand, for some reason, does not. I'm actually going to open that Kate Somerville as well, because I forgot to show you guys what it looks like. I have never seen this in stores or anything. I've just never even knew this product existed. So it does look like this. And I like the green too. I totally like, look, I match. I dig that color. It's really pretty. And then this one looks just like this. And I personally think that this is one of those ones that went super viral when it first came out. And then a lot of people forgot about it. And then I got my bottle. I literally one more makeup application. I probably won't have anymore. I use setting sprays multiple times within my makeup. I do it at the primer stage. and at the liquid stage, and then after that powder. So I tend to go through a lot more setting spray than I would think a lot of people go through, but I could be wrong. So feel free to comment if you use a lot as well. But this one I got when I ordered my makeup, or not makeup, my skincare from Glow Recipe on Black Friday. This was actually, I can't remember if it was a special or if I had to push it up because I was going to get free shipping. There was some reason, and I knew I'd already used this before and enjoyed it. So I was like, you know what, let's go. And I never should have opened it at that point because I have a million setting sprays that were open at the time. Now I'm not doing that. Now I only open them when I actually get to use them. So this product I've actually owned multiple times in the past. I do enjoy it. I actually own it right now. So this particular new bottle, I'm not going to open the box. So I did bring mine in here to show you exactly what it looks like. But that is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dewy Satin Spray. I'm actually going to send this to my daughter. And it's not every day. Like, I send her tons of makeup all the time. Like, I have a box of, or a bag of brushes like this big to send to her. But typically I send her things I've tried and didn't like, or things I think her skin tone will do better for, things like that. It's not all the time I give her brand new. I was able to give her brand new Pat McGrath one time and brand new Makeup by Mario eyeshadows because the manufacturer duplicated them and didn't make me send them back. So I was able to do that. So she's got some pretty cool stuff before, but I like when I can send her something that I've never opened, never looked at, nothing else. So this is going to her. I'm dropping it down there. And if I were to open it, this is what it looks like. This is brand new, never used. This is sitting here for when I finish panning. There is glitter on the outside of the bottle, but the actual formula is not glittery. It's dewy. It's definitely a glowy one, but it's more similar, like I was talking about the lamination. It's more that than it is any shimmer or anything like that. This one I do think is better than the Glow Recipe at melding your makeup. So there's usually 3 things that you are looking for with setting spray: prolonging your makeup, melding your powders and making it all look, you know, natural, or a combination of both. I find it rare that one can do both. They exist, and there's some really fantastic ones out there. In fact, I think Rare Beauties does a really good job of that, but they're rare because typically if it's good at being dewy, then it melds, but then it's not going to prolong it. And I'm not saying anything about this one in particular. I'm just using dewy as an example. So I enjoy this. I think this is my second full-size bottle. I pan an entire second, you know, full-size bottle, but I've also had travels. So in the future, I'm not going to buy any full-size setting sprays unless it's like my favorite. I'm going to stick to, like, I love the Charlotte Tilbury one. I love MAC Fix Plus, and I love the Rihanna, but that got discontinued. And then I love the Rare Beauty. So I probably will stick to the ones I absolutely love and get rid of the other ones. I was talking about in a video recently, I have tons of the Gerard Cosmetics Slay All Day. I think they're some of the best setting sprays I have ever used, but I cannot stand the scents. And I don't know if they sell unscented, and I just purchased scented, but I can't take them. I probably will look to see if they have unscented. So back to the box. I keep getting distracted. ADD is on fire today because I don't work all week, so my ADD is going cray-cray. Next, I have the Glow Recipe Guava Vitamin C Bright Eye Gel Cream. It does look like this. And then if you take it out of the package, oh, you know what? That setting spray is $29. I forgot to tell you that. I apologize. The eye cream does look like this. And then that one is, I know where that one's at because I looked at that like 3 times when I was trying to find something else. That one is $38. One thing I'll say, it's really weird. The products are shown like this, but this isn't the prices. Like, it's totally different. It's in every page is like that. It's really annoying, especially if you're on camera and trying to like respond timely. So I'm like, well, I know exactly where that is, and then it takes me 10 minutes to tell you the price, but here or there. So this is one of the products I have never used by them. I like their avocado line and I like their watermelon line. Me personally, I'm just being honest, I cannot stand their plum line. I have a bunch of the plum stuff that I bought on Black Friday that I literally use once or twice a week because the plum scent literally makes me want to throw up. It smells to me. It doesn't smell pleasant, whereas majority of their items smell wonderful to me. I can't stand the plum one. So I'm looking forward to trying this one. I think that me being 44, I struggle with under eye issues I struggle with, in particularly, dryness, but I do have, since I was a teenager, I've had under eye wrinkles, like creasing, and then I'm starting to get crow's feet and some other things. So I like getting things like this in my boxes before I actually invest in the full size price, because then if it's not worth it, especially in this box, I have not lost anything if I hate that eye cream. So that's why I'm fine with that. So the next thing we're going to have is Anastasia Beverly Hills Magic Touch Concealer. And the box does look like this. And then I have this already, so I'm not going to open this. I'm actually going to post this. I don't know if the pollen's really bad or what, but the last like 3 days, my nose is driving me crazy. I'm going to post this on Facebook to see if any friends or family want it. They gave me size. Sometimes I should just quit and go home while I'm home, but go quit and stop. They gave me shade 2. I have shade 4, and it's a little bit light for me. So there's no way I'm going to be able to use this, but I do know there's some people that love concealer to use for their eyeshadow, for primer, and I know that I have a couple people on there that actually like it considerably lighter than their skin, so it wipes out any color, that way the shadow pops. So I'm going to post that on there, but this is not my favorite nor a hated concealer. I bought it because I saw someone talking about it. I'm just grabbing the price. $29. So, not the most expensive I own, not the cheapest that I own, but I saw someone talking about this, of course, you know, in a video, and they kept raving and raving and raving and raving and raving and raving and raving. And me personally, I've never really got down with complexion products from ABH very well. So like their Glow Foundation, it's not, it sucks all the moisture out of my skin. There'll be more about that in my empties. It was in my pan challenge updates this month, but this for me is too drying to use on its own. However, when I use it with a serum concealer, and I always use more than one, long story short, I've talked about in other videos, I never use one concealer. I use small amounts of both though, please remember that. But this is one that it's difficult. It's difficult to, it just makes it look like I have very dry eyes, even if I don't powder them. Like Huda Beauty, I don't need to set, it's self-setting. This is very similar, but I don't know if it was designed that way. Like it's advertised for Huda to say you don't have to set it. This one, I don't never have seen it say that before. I could be wrong. It could be me all the way, but if I had realized it was so dry, I would have bought it. It's the same reason at 44 I don't buy Tarte Shape Tape. Even the Creamy is a little bit hard to work with for me. I loved it when I was younger, but now it's just not a thing. So this one, I own it. It's here nor there. And I don't mind giving it away because I got it for free. There's no reason to, you know, handle it any differently. Okay, what do we have next? This one, I have to say I wasn't mad or excited about it, but after I got it, I actually was looking at my collection and I was actually somewhat excited. This is the Too Faced Killer Liner, and this is a, if I remember correctly, yeah, it's a gel. It's a waterproof gel liner. So I had recently seen someone talking about this, and I am just looking for the price. So this was not pictured, but it was listed. So it's $23. I use a top liner. I line my upper waterline every single time I do makeup. I rarely use a mascara on top lashes that are colored, but if I do that, I will use a color liner. But otherwise, probably 99% of the time, I use black. I have found so many even gel, do not work well in the upper line. They either don't last all day or they smear and get in your lower line. So I had been kind of, you know, when you watch reviews, and I know me when I'm trying not to shop, I don't watch as many reviews. But if I see a liner on their little thumbnail, or if I hear someone talking about the fact that something worked really well, well, I think 2 days before my box was available, I watched a video, and this is what it does look like. I watched a video of, and it is one that you would sharpen. Yeah, it's the ones that have the plastic case, but you have to sharpen. Similar to ColourPop. But I was watching something and they were talking about how it lasted all day, and then my box packed up, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this either was like a later choice where there was literally nothing else I wanted, or it was one that was pre-picked for me. And then the last item is the one that's in question. This is still my box. I've not moved into add-ons or my beauty bonus yet. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Cream Bronzer. I had not purchased this because it just seemed way too warm for me. No matter what color I looked at when I was inside Ulta, I couldn't really figure out what would work well. Now, mind you, when I get a little bit of a tan later this summer, that does change the odds a little bit, but I don't want to buy a bronzer for summer that's cream that might go bad before I use it again, meaning over the winter. So I was basically had resolved the fact that I wasn't going to buy this product. Then sight unseen, I bought the Say bronzer and the Rose Ink during Black Friday. And the Say I actually hands down prefer over the Rose Ink shade-wise. They both work fantastic color-wise, or performance-wise and blending-wise. But for the shade, I absolutely think the Say is way better. The Rose Ink, however, is very similar to this tone. So they sent me Warm Tan, which is actually a rosy color if you look in their stuff. Now, I don't know if they mean it's red undertone that this is, or it's for red undertones. So if this is red undertone, then not for me. If it's for red undertones or pink undertones, then that's for me. Like if you see how pink my cheeks have gotten because it's hotter in this room. But that all being said, that does not look good. Speaking again of the Rose Ink, it doesn't look good on its own. It does look a little weird on me, but when I mix it with a warm or a cooler tone bronzer or contour, it literally makes it look dimensional and it makes it look really pretty and it helps my cheeks pop. So I've really been enjoying that. So when I got this, I don't know if I would have chose it if they didn't assign it to me only because of that history, or if I would have, I probably would have chose the actual lightest one in the range, but it was selected for me and I was not mad at it. Again, this is the other item that if I got would cover the cost of the box roughly. So the bronzer is $35. So that and one item would have covered the cost of the box. However, I open everything when I get my stuff. This is just who I am. I like looking at it. I never swatch before my videos unless I tell you, which is, it's rare. I just don't. I like to do it on camera. But I got this and I went to open it and it does come with a glass like protective shield. So I want to put it up so the lights aren't interrupting us. You can see there is a shield there. So obviously, I mean, they've done protections to try to protect the product. But I'm going to see if I can get this to pick up on camera. If I cannot, I will post a picture. But if you look in the, let me see where that's at. In the upper portion of it, there is a bug. And when I zoomed with my magnifier on my phone, it actually has legs and wings. Like, that's pretty gross to me in its own. I can't blame Ipsy because Ipsy would have received this sealed. There is no freaking way they could open every single product and check the products and see, you know, that they're good. There's just no way. Anastasia probably uses a factory, warehouse, whatever, that actually does it, assembles and everything. And anyone can humanly miss something. So I'm not mad that it happened. I don't think they're horrible. I don't think they're dirty. Things happen. That's why we have policies and guidelines. That's why they let you return things if there's a problem. I was disappointed because I was looking forward to trying it. So I did reach out to Ipsy. I did reply to the same woman that had helped me with my overcharge and just let her know, look, here are pictures. There's obviously an insect in this bronzer. What are you going to return it? I mean, what happens from here? Now, one thing I will say with BoxyCharm and Ipsy, when they were separate, usually they didn't order more products than they actually felt they could fill boxes for. So if you had a damaged product, I've had things explode in transit, things like that, they often couldn't replace it. So there's a large chance that this might not be something that I'm able to get myself. So there's a chance I may not get that product and then they'll end up giving me credit or whatever. If they do give it to me again, I am going to say, do I have to get the exact same color? Can I get the lightest shade you sell if available? I'm pretty much going to take whatever they give me. I don't feel like I have strong feelings about any of it. If she comes back and says no, but you know, we can refund you or we can apply a credit or whatever, fine, whatever. I mean, they typically give you such a small value. It really doesn't make it worth it. It's not as if you got the product. It's not the same. Like they know if you're getting $59 for 8 products. I think today's gonna be one of those days that I literally rub all my makeup off because my nose will not stop itching. But they know that that we know, they know that we know that they know that we know, that if you're paying $59 for a box and you get 8 products, you would decide, 60 divided by 8, and that's how much you're paying each. So they typically don't give you the full value. So it's not like I could take theirs and go out and buy it. So I always prefer an exchange. I prefer that to be exactly how I solve the problem. We'll see what happens. So that is it for my box of just exactly what came in my box. So I did do one add-on. I did the KVD Liquid Gel Contour. And this I wanted purely because KVD does really good at contour shades for fair people. So this one is in the shade Fair Cool 90, which is not the lightest shade, but is one of the coolest. I don't think it's the coolest, but it's one of the coolest. And it has really cool bottle. Like, it's really cute. I thought that was one of the best bottles I've seen in a while for just cuteness. Nothing else. Just simplicity and cuteness. This is like a gel consistency. It's not a cream. It's almost like a gel. And so I had never tried this in store. I had never tried anything, but the reviews, they ain't so great. So I believe I paid $12 for this, which is about, I think half, little less than half. So I figured if it totally sucks, I'll have something to review and it didn't, hurt. But if it works out, that would be fantastic. So I am only trying this on the back of my very dry hand. I'm looking at it going, wow, Brandy. But I want to show you the before and after. I did swatch this last night, and that's why I say I don't normally swatch, but if I do, I tell you, because I opened it to look at it and I was like, whoa, what the hell? So this looks like this before it's ever touched. That's just put on with the actual applicator. So if you watch, I'm like literally moving that product around, okay? Do you see what's happening? It literally disappears into the skin. And so I put a lot this time, so you can still see it. I just think that if this works, you're gonna have to put a lot of product. Like last night, it literally completely disappeared. I didn't even have this much color on my hand. And I'm pretty sure I used more last night. So maybe, one thought on that, maybe it was sedimentary, like it had been sitting in transit. And so when I did it, I needed to be shook up. I don't think I shook it up. The other thing is it doesn't really set. So like it's still moving all this time. If it didn't get shaken up or it was sedimentary from being in transit and then I shook it up when I'm talking to you, maybe. I'm going to try it. I have not tried it, not done anything. I have seen people leave positive reviews, and almost every positive review I saw had dry skin. I have desert dry skin. I can't put enough moisture into my skin to make it okay. So I definitely have dry skin, and it's one of those things that I just know about myself, and I try to buy products that are good for it. So when I saw that dry skin people loved it, I thought I'd try it. So I will keep you guys posted. It probably will go in one of my monthly makeup baskets either this month, for June or July, because summer is when I really love my cream products. I use a lot less powder. I have dry skin, and in summer, well, winter as well, I try to use less powder, but in summer, I typically don't really have to set my face. I typically can get away with it even in the sweat and the heat and everything. The only exception is if like I'm going to a wedding and I really wear like really strong makeup, I do set that. So the last thing I have is the Beauty Boost. So this is a little bit of a, if this comes out before my empties video, then this might be a little bit of a spoiler, but in my empties, I finished a product and I said, I really enjoyed that moisturizer. It was really good for my skin and I would totally buy it again. And it's an expensive moisturizer. In fact, let me grab the price. So I had samples that came when I ordered on Black Friday. This is a $51 moisturizer. And this is the Beauty Boost. So I paid $15 plus tax. I think it was like $15.80. So this is the Ole Henderson Strength Trainer. Just look like this. And this is a peptide boost moisturizer. It says it deeply hydrates, improves skin strength, firmness, elasticity, and with vegan peptides, ceramides, and collagen. I found this, especially over my facial oil, was amazing. I would say that there are very few moisturizers that I literally stop and go, wow, wow, this is one of them. I don't know anything about how this would react with oily skin because I don't have oily skin and I never have. Oily skin needs moisturization. It's like a contradiction that people think because you have oily skin, you shouldn't moisturize. It does, but I don't know that this strength of moisturization would be good. I have no idea. Just tapping out on that one. However, if you have combo to dry, especially normal to dry, this is amazing. Again, this is what the bottle looks like. It's just pretty. frosted glass, it's purple too, which bonus. But when I put it over my actual facial oil, it just melds into my face, and my face feels moisturized when I wake up in the morning, which is very rare, very rare. Even that Kate Somerville, when I wake up in the morning, you can't tell I wore moisturizer. It soaks in and my skin just sucks it all in and it's gone. So for $15.90, this is 100% worth it. The Beauty Boost, you do not get to pick. They have one product each month that is the boost, and you get it. So I don't know what they've had the rest of the year. I did not have the box, but this was May's Beauty Boost. So that is my box. The total value of my box, I have no complaints on. I mean, like literally no complaint. So just the base box, no bonus extras, nothing, okay? Nothing there is worth $291. If I add in my Beauty Boost, $342. If we also include the perk I paid $12 for, which I believe that's $26, but let me just make sure. Ooh, no, it's $29.50. So that is a total of $371.50. So Ipsy Icon is $58, and I believe they charge you, let me just go to this page, because I believe they charge you shipping or something, but I might be wrong. Maybe it was just taxed. Okay, let's see. So my cost for the box, not including that overcharge, just the products I paid for, was $89.88. And when I said I paid $95, that did not include this, because this was purchased at the time. I was counting things I had paid for originally when I signed up. So $89, and I believe that was like over $300 and $324, whatever that was. That's a huge, huge difference. I think that it's important you can find value in the box, both as actual value, but also if you're going to use it. Vast majority of these products, I'm definitely going to use and excited to use. So that's why I say, I think I definitely had one of the best boxes that I've ever received or ever seen. Just my opinion. Not a flex, just factual, because I get some shitty boxes. BoxyCharm, I finally cut them because I got a box that I literally received every single thing in the box more than once previously, all came in a box together. I was so pissed, and it took me forever to get it canceled because that was before they did the click cancellation. So needless to say, that is where I'm stopping this video here. I hope you've had fun with me and my ADD on high alert today, but I hope you've had fun. I hope I see you again soon. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, I hope you're doing great. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. See you again soon, guys. Bye.